Intention versus attention. Hi, ladies. I'm Dr. Cathy here with another episode of ChiroSecure's Empowering Women in Chiropractic. And today we are talking about intention versus attention, specifically talking for intention versus attention. So, listen, let's just dig right in because a lot of people have put on events for their patients. Yes, we all have. A lot of people have put on workshops for their patients. Yes, yes, we all have. And a lot of you have probably done events out in the community for your patients. Maybe they were in conjunction with the local business association or the Chamber of Commerce, or maybe your city's Department of Parks and Recreation was hosting a wellness fair or a health festival, and you got involved and you gave a presentation. And if your presentation was spectacular and everybody came and told you what a great job you did, but it didn't translate to new people in your office, then we missed the boat because in that situation, it's almost as if your speech, your presentation was just about attention, getting attention, sharing your knowledge, being the expert, and having people go, wow, she's brilliant, but the intention didn't come across because people didn't know what to do. You did not lead them to their next step. And look, the reality is, people, when we're sitting in an audience, because you've been there, I've been there, we've all been there. When you're sitting in an audience and you're listening to a speaker with a compelling story or great information or groundbreaking research that you go, wow, what do I do with that? What do I do next? How do I apply this to my life, to my practice, to my business, to my patients, right? You've been in those seminars where somebody has given you such phenomenal information, like a Heidi Havoc, right? Like a Dan Murphy, where you're sitting there going, mind blown. And now what? Because you didn't know how to use it, you didn't know how to implement it, and you didn't know how to make it relevant to other people. And the reality is, we've all been the person who's giving the information and perhaps didn't make it relevant in a way, or didn't make it usable in a way, or did not teach people how to apply it in their own lives. And therefore, we left them sitting there thinking, what should I do next? And we didn't give them the answer. So it's kind of like, remember that old saying, the jacuzzi experience, where you get in the jacuzzi and you get the bubbles and the bubbles feel good. And then, you get a little bit itchy and you get out and you felt good while you were in there. But 5 minutes later, you feel the same way all over again because it really didn't do anything to change you. And sometimes our conversations with our patients, with our community, our presentations out to the public, they have that same jacuzzi effect. Like, people felt good while it was going on, and you felt good because you got a lot of praise. But because you didn't lead them to what to do next, you didn't actually give them a solution to their problem. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, because so often we deliver a great message that seemingly goes nowhere, and we're left wondering, wow, I did so good, but people didn't come in. So what went wrong? And what went wrong is that you probably didn't make the transition, as so many speakers do, from what we call WIFM to tiny. And if you've heard me speak before, you've heard me say this before. WIFM is what's in it for me. And the average person, that's where they live. They live in the mindset of what's in it for me. Why would I come to this talk? What's in it for me? Why would I go to a dinner with the doc? What's in it for me? Or your patients may say, why would I invite someone to come to my report of findings, or to come to a workshop, or to come to a better results faster class, right? They may be thinking, why would I do this? What's in it for me? And you, as the leader, as the speaker, as the doctor, as the teacher, have to be in the mindset of tiny. What does tiny mean? It means their interests, not yours, right? So you cannot be in a WIFA mindset when you're presenting, when you're speaking, when you're leading, when you're teaching. You need to be in a tiny mindset, thinking of their interests, not yours. And when you do that, now you're going to not only give them the information that they need, but you're going to lead them to what the next step is. Now, I've worked with so many women in chiropractic and in business, and I've mentored people who have big businesses and just need that little extra push. And I've mentored doctors who are doing a really great job in their office, but they just can't seem to figure out how to keep everything going together. And a lot of times, the one thing I hear is, I don't want to sell. Have you ever said that? I don't want to sell. I don't want to be a salesman. I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to have to sell chiropractic. I don't want to have to sell people. I don't want to have to sell. Well, you know what? My good friend Brad Glowacki says all the time that selling is telling. Selling is telling. And you're telling them the information that they need, but more importantly, you're telling them what to do next. Because if you give them this great presentation and you explain to them about chiropractic and how the brain and the body are connected and how we function, and about man the physical versus man the spiritual, and allowing life to flow from above down inside out, and you give the greatest presentation in chiropractic that any human being has ever heard, but you don't tell them how to get in your office, or you don't tell them how to get their family under care, or you don't tell them why it's relevant to them and their particular needs, right? If you don't tell them that, then they're never going to come in, because then you're not telling them, and if this is your situation, here's what you need to do next. See, when we miss that important step, it's like standing on the banks of a river and watching someone drowning and saying to them, I've got a life jacket, I've got a flotation device, I know how to swim. If you need me, I'll be over here. You're not telling them, hey, just yell at me and I'll jump in and I'll come get you, or stick your hand up and I'm going to throw you that life jacket. You're not giving them the tools that they need if you're not telling them what to do next. Now, listen, I have just in the last few weeks been back in some live seminars, because I know so many of us have been missing that. I've been missing that. Like, I need that interaction. I'm an extrovert times 1,000, right? I love being in the crowd. I love being on stage in front of 10,000 people. I love being in the crowd. I love walking through that crowd before I get up on the big stage. I love being there and rubbing elbows and giving hugs and getting, like the energy from people, and just being there. And so many of us over the last 4 or 5 years haven't been there. We haven't been in live events, and we're missing that. So then when we try to do things in our own community, we forget how important it is to finish the story, to not just give a great presentation, but to give a great close where you're offering people a solution, an opportunity, and a step by step way of what they need to do next. So going back to live events recently has just gotten me so fired up, that there are so many people who need what we have, number one, and there are so many people who could benefit from learning how to communicate more effectively, which is something that I love to teach people how to do. And there are so many people who could benefit by getting over their fear, so that they can get out and they can talk to their communities and they can share a message that actually matters to the people they're trying to reach, and not just have it be this jacuzzi experience, not just be speaking for attention, for people to look at you and say, wow, you're so knowledgeable and you know so much, and wow, that was a great talk, but that you're out there speaking with intention of helping people, of leading people, of bringing people to the point where they can make a decision of what is the next step to help them achieve a better level of health, or to have greater success, or to have a better relationship with their kids, or to help their baby sleep better, whatever it is that your message that you're wanting to bring out to your community, to help people understand you, your office, your business, chiropractic, whatever message you want to bring out. If you're not fully comfortable doing that, then you need help. If you're not getting people to commit to care, then you need help in learning how to close your conversation, or close the deal, or give them an opportunity, or sell them what comes next. If you're not doing that and you need help, then that's where I come in, because that's what I love to do. I love to teach you, women specifically, but I teach men as well. But I love to teach women how to find their voice, how to step up into a position of leadership, how to really get to the point where you are like, I know that I know that I know, and I'm willing to go out there and help people because I know that what I have to offer can change their life exponentially. And not only am I going to share all of my knowledge and my experience and how wonderful I am or my office is or how brilliant my staff may be, but I'm also going to hand them the lifeline and say, grab this rope, hold on, because here we go. And I'm going to pull them in and I'm going to bring them to the solution that they may not even realize they need. Right? Because so many people, when they're in that WIFA mindset, that what's in it for me, they're thinking about what they believe they need. And they haven't even realized that there's other factors involved and there's other steps involved because all they're thinking about is this little bit of, if it's, let's say it's somebody in pain. I just need to get my neck pain to go away. That's it. If I could just get my neck pain to go away, or I could get my hands to stop being numb and burning and tingling, then that's all I need. But they don't understand the full extent of what's going on in their body, and therefore they won't understand how much care it may require. That's where your expertise and your experience have to meet the people where they are. And you have to be able to communicate it in their interest, not yours. So you're not going out there to speak and just say, look, I'm so brilliant and I know all this stuff. And I know you're not doing that. I'm not saying you are, but you're not just there to impress people with your information. You're there to engage people, transform people, inspire people, and motivate people to make a decision that is going to benefit themselves, their families, and their future. And when you do that correctly, when you do that effectively, and when you do that from a place of pure intention to not only give them information, but to lead them to decisions so that you can serve them in your office and help them make the transformation in their lives. When you do it from a place of intention and you meet all of those steps, the result is people want what you have and they now know how to sign up and get it. So, ladies, if you've been struggling with that, if you've been stumbling with that, if you haven't done it because you're not quite sure how, if you want to find out how to be a better speaker or how to find your voice so that you can speak up and you can step up into a rightful place of leadership and you can be that voice of leadership in your community, then I invite you to reach out to me. And many of you know I recently got married to the love of my life, my college sweetheart, and I've changed my name. So if you're looking for me on Facebook and you can't find me, that's because I'm now Dr. Cathy Sarvis, 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 like service, but Sarvis, Sarvis. So if you can't find me, now you can. If you haven't been able to see me, there you go. And if you want to get in touch with me, here's what I want you to know. In these live events, whether it is a one-on-one, one-on-five, it's a workshop in your office, it's a talk in your community, or you want to put on a big event like we're doing down here in Atlanta, in these events, you have to think it through from their perspective, from your audience's perspective. Why would they leave their house? Why would they come after work? Why would they get dressed up or get into comfortable clothes after a long day of work to come sit in a workshop or go to a health fair or listen to a talk or invite someone to a dinner with the docs? Why would they do that? Figure out what their needs are, what they're looking for, what their values and their pain points are. And I don't mean physical pain, I mean like life, mental pain. Like, what are their pain points that they need help with? How can what you have to offer help them overcome that? And when you put that all together, with intention to serve and to help transform people's lives, what a different event you will create. So, ladies, I know that in your heart of hearts, your goal is to serve people to the best of your capacity. I urge you to make that small shift, that small tweak, that small change to jump to a new position, not of attention, but intention, and make sure that you're delivering your message in a way that people can not only engage with, but they can say, ah, that's what I need to do next. And it looks like this. Ladies, if you're struggling with trying to reach your goals, if you're having a hard time balancing your life, your business, your kids, and your personal pursuits, if you have wanted to do more and know that there is more for you out there, but you just sometimes feel like you're stuck, then it's time for you to work with someone who can help you figure out your next steps. What I love to do is I love to dig into people's brains, figure out where their genius zone lies and why they're stuck in a different level and can't transcend because they just keep seeing problem after obstacle after challenge. And I love to help you and women just like you make the leap from where you are to greater than you ever imagined is possible just by having conversations with you and figuring out what are your values, what are your needs, and what are the things that you don't even see that are getting in your way? And how can we create goals and step by step strategies to help you achieve those goals in a record amount of time? If that's you, if that's something that you would like to do, if you want more out of your life, then I urge you to reach out to me. And if you're thinking about doing a talk in your community and you're not giving a call to action similar to that, and listen, I just made that up on the spot because I wanted you to see it doesn't have to be icky, it doesn't have to be sticky, it doesn't have to be slimy and salesy. It just has to be from the heart. If you need help, I'm your person. That's the message you want to get across. That's the message I always want to get across to my people. If you need help, I'm your person. All you have to do is reach out to me, send me a message through Facebook. If you're in a live event and you're talking to people, then your call to action might be say, listen, if what we just said today makes sense and it resonates with you, and you know that there is so much more out there for you, or you know that it's time for you to make a change with your health, my staff is in the back of the room. They've got opportunities for you to get scheduled this week to do a free evaluation or to do a health screening or for your kids to come in and do a scoliosis screening. Whatever it is you're offering, offer it. Offer it. Because if you don't offer it, the answer is no, because they don't know how to say yes. So give them an opportunity to say yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I will. Yes, I want that. Yes, I can commit. Yes, I can get scheduled. Yes, I need help. Ladies, if that's you and you need help getting to that point, then the answer is yes, you do. Yes, I'm here, and yes, I will help you. So when you're going out in your community, make sure you make it a yes. Make sure you give them the tools they need to make the decisions. Ladies, I hope that I see you. I know last weekend I was at Life University. This weekend I'll be at DE. Next weekend is GCC and League of Chiropractic Women out in Arizona. There's just something one weekend after another, after another, after another. So if you are not going to live events, it's time to get back. It's time. Reach out to me. I'll tell you some of the great events to go to. Otherwise, I will see you on the road, and I look forward to seeing you here again for another episode of ChiroSecure's Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Go make it a great day, ladies. Bye.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. This has been a ChiroSecure production.